I think we're live. Hi, everyone. What's up, my friend? First off, thank you so much for being here. I am super excited to see everybody in the chat. I showed up a few minutes ago. I started my computer and I'm like, oh my gosh, a bunch of writers are already waiting. Awesome. I'm so glad you all are here. We're going to get started right away. But first, I wanted to just kind of chat a little bit because this is going to be like a super chill, fun writing session. First, got to tell me if you can hear me okay. Okay, so I'm using a different device this time because I'm going to be writing on my laptop. So let me know if you can hear me and see me. Okay, I'm going to just enlarge this screen. So yeah, I've never done one of these before, but it's going to be really fun because we're going to be writing together. Obviously, it's NaNoWriMo, and I thought that it would be really fun to have like this super chill writing afternoon together. I have my tea right here. Hopefully you have your favorite beverage of choice. Perfect. So I'm going to be working on my novel, and I'm gonna break this into 4 writing sprints. So I say writing sprints, but they don't have to be like aggressive, like write, and don't look back and don't think about what you're going to say, because as you know, I don't really like to write like that. I like to think about what I'm going to say and how I'm going to craft the next sentence. And I like to take my time when I'm writing, particularly with the book that I'm currently writing. So I'm going to be doing the writing sprints, but like, don't feel like you have to rush through the writing sprints, okay? So I'm going to set a timer for us on my phone for 25-minute writing sprints, and then we'll have a 5-minute break between each one. We'll have 4 writing sprints in total, and in those breaks, we can chat about our stories. I'm going to answer some questions that come up in the comments in the chat, so keep typing in there. Tell me what you're working on today, okay? So whatever it is you are currently writing for NaNoWriMo, or if you're not doing NaNoWriMo and you just are writing and working on a different project, tell me all about it in the chat. I love hearing about your projects, and it's just so cool that we're all here together writing so many different types of stories. So it's really cool to see the diversity in the stories that we're writing. Okay, so today I'm going to be working on the novel that I am writing for NaNoWriMo, but as I've talked about in previous videos, I have been writing this book since April. So I'm still working on it. It's at, I think, 147,000 words by now, which is actually the longest book I've ever written. So I've never written anything this long before, and that's kind of crazy, but it's exciting. So I'm going to be working on that today and writing that and really just focusing, getting some writing in. And word sprints do help me to do that, even though I don't rush or force myself through word sprints. So I try to keep it fun. That's basically the point. The point is to show up for yourself and make sure you're still having fun, you're still enjoying your writing, because that's like the most important part, right? Okay. So that's what I'm going to be working on, but I'm actually going to use the first word sprint or writing sprint, whatever it's called, to work on revising the outline for my next few chapters. I actually get a lot of questions about outlining, because I talk about outlining all the time, obviously. And a lot of people ask me, do you keep outlining even while you're writing the book? And the answer is yes. I don't just write an outline and then never change it. It's changing all the time as I'm writing the book. So I was writing last night, and my characters did something that I wasn't actually expecting them to do. And then I was like, oh, I kind of like that. And so I'm going with it, and I have to change something that's going to happen in the next chapter. I have to change the events a little bit going forward into the next few chapters. So I actually have to go into my outline for the next few chapters and make some adjustments. So that's what I'm going to use the first writing sprint for. I'm going to be outlining, fixing my outline, adding to it. I'm always adding to the outline and improving it and just sharpening those details so that when I sit down to write, I can just write and I don't have to think about what am I doing? Okay. So I love seeing all of you guys talking in the chat. It's so awesome. Oh my gosh, there's so many different stories being written right now. It's so cool. I'm so glad you guys are here. So we're gonna get started. You ready to get started? Do you have your tea? Are you all set up? Or your coffee? I guess I should say coffee too. I don't drink coffee, but I know a lot of people do, so that's okay. If you prefer coffee, I won't judge. Okay, so I'm gonna stop talking now and set our timer. See if I still remember how to do this. Usually I don't have my phone with me while I'm writing because I just don't like the distraction of it. Check out my latest video on my writing routine. Couldn't remember it for a second. For reasons why I hide my phone. But I won't be looking at my phone for like social media and stuff. Don't worry. I will not get distracted. That's what the timer is for. Okay, so we're going to make a timer for 25 minutes. I actually have one right here. And we're going to start our first writing sprint. You guys ready? Awesome. Let's go. I have to make sure that this is actually going to ring. Oh, and by the way, before we get started, I just want to say, I'm not going to be listening. I'm not going to be playing any music out loud because I know that can be distracting, especially if it's like not matching what you're writing. So I'm going to be listening to my own music through my headphones, and I put some music recommendations in the description box of this video. Okay, so check those out. I have all of my Spotify playlists for writing in there with all the different genres. So I've made Spotify playlists for writing for different moods, basically. There are some with instrumentals, and there are some without with vocals, without vocals. So some are instrumentals, some aren't. So those are all linked in the description box below. I also have linked the playlist for my current work in progress, which I'm not going to tell you any spoilers about, but yeah. It includes a lighthouse. So it's called Lighthouse Story because I don't have a name for it yet. Anyway, so that's linked as well, and plus the ambient soundscapes website that I really like. So yeah, some good music in the description box below if you want to check that out. So yeah, get your music queued up. And are you ready to go? Ready for the first sprint? Okay, timer is on, 25 minutes, and I'm going to work on the outline. You're gonna get started on whatever you're doing, and I'm gonna shut up now. Let's go. There's the first timer. 25 minutes just went by. That went by really fast. How did that go by like that? I feel like I didn't outline nearly as much as I wanted to, but I got to like the dialogue part, and it's getting a little bit tricky because sometimes dialogue just comes to me so easily and naturally, and then other times I have to like stop and really think about it a lot. Oh, I guess I don't need my sound on to do that. Okay. The timer will go off even if I don't have my notifications on. How is everyone doing? How much did you write? Comment in the chat box and tell me how much you've written. 921 words, 700, 600, 500, 600, 400. Wow, you guys are amazing. Congratulations. You guys write so fast. I wrote 1,000 words. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Good for you guys. I'm so glad you had a good writing sprint just then. I wrote, let's see how many words I wrote. I was writing my my outline, so it's not really the same thing, you know. And I was thinking very probably too much about it, so I wrote 360 words of my outline. But I'm probably going to just move on to writing the book in the next sprint because I don't know if I'm going to get to this chapter even today, and I have to think more about the dialogue. Sometimes also what happens to me is like I won't write the dialogue in the outline. Actually, a lot of times I don't write the dialogue in the outline, and then when I'm going into the actual writing process of that chapter or whatever, it will just come to me exactly how it should. So maybe I'm overthinking it this time. It's totally possible. I overthink a lot of things. So I'll probably just, in the next sprint, I'll probably just go right into writing the next chapter. So. 163. Ugh, that's horrible. That's not horrible. You wrote something, and that is better than nothing. So the point is to show up for yourself and just write. I mean, I only wrote 360 words in my outline just then. So you guys are totally outdoing me. Also, I feel like it got kind of dark in here. I don't know, maybe it didn't. I was trying to open this curtain earlier and it was not working out for me. Whatever. Oh gosh. Where did you get your sweater? I got it from Fabletics and it is so cozy. It's actually kind of like oversized, but I really like it because it's like really nice for writing in the cold weather. It's pretty cold here. It is actually freezing out today. The wind chill is like insane. And yesterday we had a little bit of snow, but thankfully it melted. After Nano, could you make an editing revision series? Yes, I do want to make something about editing. And after Nano is the perfect time for that, right? Like we all finished writing our books. They were a mess. We want to feel like there's some hope. So I'm definitely going to be doing some videos about editing and self-editing because I feel like self-editing is something that I don't see a lot of content about. And as an indie publisher, indie author, I self-edit a lot. And really every author should self-edit. Even if you have a professional editor, I also have a professional editor that goes through my books afterwards. And I still self-edit like 3 or 4 times before it goes to her because I like to make sure it's the best it can possibly be. And I've become a way better writer by improving my editing skills. So I think that writing and editing kind of go hand in hand. It's important to be a good editor when you are writing as well, because you're just going to be perfecting your craft, making it that much better. And also it's going to save you some money when you hire a professional editor because you know, the messier your manuscript is, the more they have to work on it. So yes, editing videos are coming soon. 80 degrees in Texas. Oh my gosh, I wish I was there. It is so cold here. I do not like the cold. Like I can deal with extreme heat way more than I can deal with extreme cold. But I'm in the wrong place. Vermont is freezing. It's ridiculous. Okay, I think we've been talking for more than 5 minutes. I'm kind of like taking my time. I didn't set a 5-minute timer. I was just like having fun talking to you guys. Can you please give us hints about your lighthouse story? No. Okay, it involves a lighthouse, and this is my aesthetic board on my wall for it. So there's some pictures of seaplanes and the ocean and shells, and it has to do with all of those things. But it's like, how I would describe it in abstract terms is that it is a love story, but it has to do with like every type of love and all these different like multifaceted ways to look at love and love between brothers and father and daughter relationships and mother-son relationships and like just a bunch of really intricate relationships, which is one of my favorite things to write. So it's been fun. It is a romance, yes. It has a lot of romantic elements to it, but it's not YA. It's more of a literary novel, and it's actually like really long, so I doubt anybody would consider it YA. But you know, when I was a young adult, I read some pretty like long stuff. I mean, I'm still a young adult, obviously. When I was a teenager. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. Okay. We're going to go on another word sprint. You guys ready? I know I could just like sit here and sip tea and talk to you guys instead, but we have to be getting our writing in. Okay. So let's get our writing time in, and we'll have another break to chat and probably make some more tea in 25 minutes. Ready? Okay. I'm going to set my timer, and this time I am going to work on the book itself. So jumping into one of my favorite point of views to write, and it's gonna be fun. Okay, so let's see if I can turn up my alarm sound. Okay, it should ring louder this time now. Okay, writing sprint number 2, let's go. That was louder than I thought it was going to be. Let's all use together now. Timer number 2 just went off. So just finished the second writing sprint, and I did not write as much as I wanted to. But the beginning of a chapter is always like probably the most difficult to like first get into, because like you're starting from nothing, and yeah, sometimes the going is slower in the beginning. How was your second writing sprint? Comment in the live chat and tell me how it went. I see some numbers showing up here. 400 words, 1,000 words. Oh my gosh. 102 words, 399, 442. Great job, everybody. You guys are amazing. 1,000 words, 300, 400. Okay, confession time. I only wrote 228. I usually write faster than that. But not always, you know, it depends. I'm running low on tea, so that probably has something to do with it. Seriously, I want to go make myself like a London fog or something. Or a chai latte. Either one. Both are good. Wow, a lot of words. You guys are so good. You guys write so fast. 226. Same. I was at 228. So, you know, this is what I love about writing, though. It's like, it's so different and diverse depending on what story you're working on. Also, just your writing style, who you are as a writer. So like all of it is good. You know, I'm not some super speedy writer. So this is evidence to that. But you know, it's fun as long as you show up and you have fun, right? So I'm going to go make myself another cup of tea, I think, and then I'm going to come back, and while that boils, while the water boils, I can come back and like talk to you guys a little bit more before our next writing sprint. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just going to leave you here. Hey guys, okay, I'm back. Actually, recruited my sister to make me a cup of tea. So she's amazing. She's going to make me a London Fog because she is the best barista, and I am so lucky to have her. She is the co-host of the Kate and Abby Show. If you watch our podcast, Kate is an amazing barista, and you probably didn't know that about her. Fun fact. Okay, so let's answer some questions and like just chat for a few minutes, and then we'll get back into our writing. Sprint number 3. This is probably going to go beyond 4 o'clock, but whatever. Like, you can leave if you want to. And it's going to be available for replay and stuff, obviously. Let's see. Whoa, this chat is like flying by. Okay. Self-publishing. Tips on self-publishing. That's a big question. I actually have a whole video on self-publishing. If you type in how to indie publish a novel, Abby Emmons, that will come up. It's like a pretty extensive video, but I like kind of cover all of the aspects of self-publishing really quickly. And I plan on making more in-depth videos later on self-publishing, like going into specifics about all the different elements of it. Because like all the elements of it, there's so much that you could go into about each thing. Like, blog tours, ARC team, launch day, paid promotion, bunch of stuff that's just like, oh my gosh, I could talk about it forever. So there's a lot to talk about, of course. Let's see. 3-page maximum. You need I need serious help. Mine is too long. Oh, so you're like writing, you have too much, that you have like you've written too much of it, or you are not writing enough. I'm not quite sure what you mean. I think that if you are trying to achieve a certain page number, like you need to write 3 pages of whatever you're working on, just keep at it. Just keep at it. And getting like having an outline is extremely helpful for that, I find. Making sure that you have like enough planned that you can actually write that, if that makes sense. I feel like that did not make sense, but whatever. Just out of curiosity, what point of view and tense are you writing in? I am writing in present tense for this whole book, and it's first person point of view. And I have 3 point of views that I'm alternating between. So I have 2 guys, 1 girl, and I'm alternating between their points of view throughout the whole thing. For the first like 30,000 words, I think, I only had 2 point of views, but then a 3rd point of view came in. So it's been kind of interesting, experimental. I don't know. I've been experimenting with some new things. But it's been interesting because usually I just have 2 point of views, and it's like a male character and a female character, and I can make their voices really distinct usually because of that. But in this case, I have 2 male characters and 1 female character who are all narrating. So I had to really like ask myself, how are the 2 male characters going to sound different from each other, especially also because they are brothers. So it's kind of been tricky to find their unique voices, but character voice is one of those things that when you lock into it, you're just like, you're good. At least that's how it is for me. When I find exactly what I want their voice to sound like, then I'm just like, I'm good to go. And then I never really struggle with it again. So yeah, it's just a matter of finding their voice. Abby, what is your total word count right now? My total word count, let's see. This exact moment in time, it is 147,443 words. So, as I said before, I did not start this novel on November 1st. That would be amazing if I had. No, I started it in April of this year. So it's been a little while. I've been working on it for however many months that is. 6 months? 7 months? I don't know. I'd have to do the math. But yeah, I've been writing it for a while now, and that's all I've got so far. 147,000 words. It is more than I've ever written in one project before. So that's pretty exciting. And I set my target at 180,000, I think, but it might not be that long, or it might be longer. It's probably going to be longer, to be honest, but we'll see. How many was from November? Good question. Let's see. My writing history was not working the other day, or it was like not counting the words that I've written. In fact, I don't think, yeah, it's not counting it today either. Or maybe that's because, okay, that's weird. Scrivener does this weird thing to me sometimes where it like doesn't count the words at the top when you like mouse over the bar at the top, but it does count the words in the document. So whatever. I don't know why it was doing that. Writing history. Let's see. November. Okay. I've written 13,735 words in November so far. So certainly not as many as I have in the past. I've been having less writing time lately than probably ever my other NaNoWriMos, but I guess that's life. And yeah, I try to just take every novel from a new perspective, if that makes sense. Like each book kind of deserves its own perspective in the way that you're writing it and how you think about it. However, I think it's worth mentioning that NaNoWriMo of 2017, when I wrote 100 Days of Sunlight, I wrote 50,000 words of that in the first 2 weeks. So by this point, I'd already hit the word count goal, which was unbelievable. Like, I don't know how I had so much time back then or like how I wrote that quickly. I guess it was just meant to be, you know? Do you have any advice for younger writers? This will be the last question I take, and then I'm going to get back to writing. Younger writers, show up and write. Like literally the writing advice is almost the same for everybody, but especially for young writers, I would say write what you love and write it a lot. So I've talked about this in the past briefly, but me and Katie are thinking about doing a whole podcast on this. Is I wrote mostly fan fiction throughout my young teenage years. And as, you know, just as a teen, I wrote a lot of fan fiction, and I loved it so much. And that's mostly what I wrote. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Nice film. Oh, that's beautiful. It's hot.
Yeah, it is hot. It's very hot. Be careful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Enjoy it.
Look at that foam.
Have fun writing, guys.
Thanks, Kate. She's the best. Bet you wish you had a sister who's also a part-time barista to come make you a tea like that. She's not really a barista. She just is for me, which is the best. Anyway, so we're talking about young writers. Yes, writing and writing as a teenager. And like, if you're not into writing fan fiction, then I'm not saying like go write fan fiction. Like, if you like writing fan fiction, then do go write fan fiction. But like, I spend so much time writing fan fiction, and it really, like, I have so much to, I have to thank fan fiction so much for making me the writer I am today, because it made me fall in love with writing, because I fell in love with the characters, and then I'm like, I just want to write about characters I love. So that's why I wrote a lot of fan fiction, and I really enjoyed it. And the more I enjoyed writing, the more I wanted to write. So I really think that those two things go hand in hand. Don't just write what people tell you to write, or what you are told that, you know, it's going to be good for you to write, or that sells. Don't even think about any of that, especially if you're young and you're a teenager or even younger. Just to think about, what do I really love to write? And then write that. Okay, so I'm going to try this London fog. It looks amazing. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling now. I feel like I've been talking for way too long. We need to get back to writing. Let's set our timers again. I think my podcast, My playlist has been going without me. I don't know why. Haha, Katie just jumped in the chat. Love you guys. Wish I could make all of you tea. She's an amazing sister. Okay, so let's set our timers up again. And 25 minutes, we're going to go into focus mode. Okay. Okay. 25 minutes. Let's see if I'm going to see if I can write more this time. Writing sprint number 3 is over. Very good, London Fog. Good job, Katie. Okay, how's everybody doing? Writing sprint number 3 just ended. How many words did you write? Let's see. I kind of jumped all over the place. I didn't I don't know. I need to go back and fill in some blanks that I just left. But let's see what I got written here. I don't know where I left off. Okay, I think I left off here. 465 words for that sprint, which is much better than I did last time. So I'm pretty happy with that. I did have a few lines of dialogue that I was able to use from my outline. So that's always nice. That helps to get the conversation going. And when I have some ideas of where I want the conversation to go, it's always nice because then I can just roll with that. Looks like you guys are making some awesome progress. Let's see, 790, 452, 520, 600. You guys are awesome. Keep going. You're doing great. This is so cool that we can all just be here writing together. So is the foam perfection? Yes, Katie, it is perfection. Very good. Very good foam. You can tell it's perfect foam when it doesn't go away. It doesn't melt. It's just perfect. Okay. Questions. Wow. Any tips for writing revenge? I should do a whole video on that. Basically, I like to look at whatever stories have really good revenge plots in them, and kind of study them, see what is the common denominator here that I really like. But in doing so, I've kind of come to see that it's always all about why it matters to the characters, right? So looking at it from that perspective, why does the revenge really matter? Because all revenge really is just your characters or character rather going about trying to accomplish their goal while avoiding their fear, especially a vengeful character. That's somebody who is they're dealing with some stuff. They're conflicted for sure. So I would say start with their internal conflict and then figure out why is it so important to them that they get revenge? Because if that's going to be the central part of the story, then it can be their internal conflict. That can be their whole emotional journey. And actually, I would kind of advise on doing that. Make it really important to them in their personal journey. Lots of questions I'm trying to see. They go by so fast. Tips for writing really dark stories where the main character is usually alone. That went by so quickly. This chat, I'm trying to read it and it's bouncing away from me. Definitely having your main character be all alone can really add to the creepiness, I think. Because I saw this post one time that I think was from Tumblr, I want to say, that was about how to make a story more creepy, and one of the points was to have your main character be alone a lot of the time. If they're in a situation or a house or something where they're all by themselves, that is way creepier just inadvertently than a character being with a group of people. And I'm like, that's really interesting. So yeah, having them be alone, that definitely adds to the creepiness. 86% through your NaNoWriMo goal. That is awesome. Wow. Good for you. Keep going. Will you be doing more of these in the future? Yes, I will, for sure, because you guys seem to really enjoy it, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, if I was the only one who was enjoying it, I'd be like, okay, Abby, we don't have to do this again. But you guys seem to really be enjoying it, so we are definitely going to do this in the future. And when I do it in the future, I can even do it like at different times of day. So I can do it in the morning too for those of you who are sleeping right now because you're in another part of the world. So I don't want it to be like, oh, I only do them in the afternoon, and you know, time zones are weird, but whatever. So yeah, more Write With Me lives to come for sure. We'll definitely be doing this in the future for sure. Will you be publishing the book you're currently writing? Absolutely. It might be a little while before I get around to publishing this one because it's very long and it has a lot to it, and it's going to need a lot of editing, of course. They always do. Also, it's not my usual genre. Like, it is contemporary, but it's more of an adult book. It's not really YA. So I might publish a few other books first and then publish this one. But, you know, I don't know when I'm going to publish it, but I am definitely going to publish it. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Okay, I think I've been talking for more than 5 minutes. Do you like line edits or revisions better? I don't know. See, I like them both for different reasons. Like, I like revisions because if I'm feeling more creative, I get to be more creative with revisions and have more fun with like changing the way things sound, and the way the story feels or the scene unfolds. But sometimes I am just like not in the mood to do revisions, and then I really like line editing. Like, there are sometimes some moods that I get in where like I really just want to line edit and just focus on like technical aspects of grammar. Sometimes that's really relaxing. I know that sounds kind of weird, but tell me if you can relate to that. 'Cause sometimes I just get in this mood where I'm like, I just want to look for grammar issues and nothing else. I don't want to have to think about restructuring this scene or making this different or rewriting it. Like, I just want to do the technical part. It's kind of weird, but sometimes I really like that. It all depends. Okay, so I can just like sit here and answer all these questions, but I'm gonna get back to writing in a minute. When is this gonna end? What did I say? When is this gonna end? Please answer. Please, I will tell all my friends about you. It was gonna end at 4 o'clock, but I kind of wanted to do one more sprint because I said that we were gonna do 4 sprints, and we've only done 3 so far because I'm talking too much. So who wants to do another sprint? If I have enough people in the chat saying that you want to do another sprint, then we'll do another sprint. Otherwise, I can leave because I told you I'd be gone at 4. But, you know, if you're here for another sprint, I'm here for another sprint. You're in? Me? Yes, 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 me. Yes, I'm in. Okay, we're going to do it then. Awesome, guys. You guys are so great. You are so enthusiastic about this. It's awesome. It makes me so happy. I feel like it got really dark in here all of a sudden. Should I turn on this lamp? Oh, I guess I can't because it's not plugged in. Okay. Okay, Abby, focus. All right. Whoops. Okay, I'm using the wrong mouse. Whatever. My mouse is not hooked up to my laptop. It is not working on there. I do that all the time. I like touch my keyboard, my other keyboard, and then, okay, it's confusing. Anyway, where's my phone? Okay, here it is. We're going to do another sprint because you guys are awesome and you're in on this with me. Let's do this. Okay, I'm going to set the timer again. Last time, 25 minutes on the clock. And then I'll answer a few last questions and chat for a few more minutes at the end, and then we will finish for the day. But first, one more sprint of 25 minutes. Okay, ready? Let's go. Where'd my timer go? 3, 2, 1. I am setting my timer for 25. Here we go. Okay. Time's up. Writing sprint number 4 is finished. And it got dark out, like, in that time. I don't know if you saw me crawling around on the floor trying to plug my lamp in, but yeah, that's what you missed if you were actually paying attention to your book and writing and you had this minimized. I was just like trying to get this lamp plugged in because it got really dark all of a sudden. I guess I've been writing for a while. Okay, how was your last writing sprint? We are finished. That's the session, man. We just did it. We did our writing session. 4 writing sprints, 4 breaks that lasted way more than 5 minutes because I talked too much. It's closer to 4:30 than 4. But you guys are amazing. And so many of you have stayed for this whole thing, which is so cool. You guys are awesome. Okay, the word counts are rolling in. 650, 427, 648. Oh my gosh, 882. Wow, 1,500 words total. That is awesome. Congratulations. You guys are doing so great. We like your talking. Thank you. I'm glad. You guys did awesome. Wow. I wrote so much and had so much fun. Yay! I'm so glad. This has been so much fun. I've loved doing this with you guys. It's been so cool to write with you and to let you see my behind the scenes writing process. And a lot of it involves me just staring out the window, I know, but I'm thinking. We have to stare out the window sometimes, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't have any good ideas. So, yeah, this has been really fun. Looks like you guys wrote a lot of words, and even if you didn't, don't worry. I didn't write much, honestly. I've had much better days with more words, but in total, I wrote about 800 words, and I'm pretty happy with it. So plus I wrote a little bit of my outline. I revised a bit of my outline, and it's always good to get that writing time in, even if it's not like a whole bunch of words. You know, the point is to show up and get your writing time in, write something, anything, showing up for yourself. That's the most important part. So today I showed up for myself. You showed up for yourself. We showed up for each other. We held each other accountable. And it was really fun. And I hope to do more of these Write With Me live stream, super chill writing sessions in the future. I'll probably be doing them at different times of day too in the future, so that if you are in another part of the world and you missed this one when it was live, you can tune in next time and we can write together. Okay. Okay, it's been so much fun, and I'm gonna go now because I've gone like over a half hour, like pretty much a half hour over the time that I said I was gonna go. But that's okay. We've had fun, right? Awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I had a great time. I'm so glad that you got some good writing in, and I will see you next time, next week, and also the next time we do a live stream like this one. Okay? Until then, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day and happy writing for the rest of the week and the rest of the month and the rest of NaNoWriMo. Okay? Until next time, rock on.